Welcome to the Woman's Hustle, Thrills and Spills of Entrepreneurship. I'm Keisha, aka Coach K, the founder and CEO of Upgraded Mindsets, and this podcast will bring you real, raw, and necessary conversations when it comes to the unique journey of womanhood, launching, and building a business. Expect mind-shifting, motivational insight, valuable lessons, and so much more. So whether you're just starting or scaling up, the Woman's Hustle will prove to be a great inspiration as you navigate the roller coaster ride of learning what it takes to start and scale your business. Tune in and let's get to hustling. What up, y'all? Welcome back to the Woman's Hustle, Thrills and Spills of Entrepreneurship. It is your girl, Coach K, and thank you so much for tuning in. Listen, I want you to make sure that you have subscribed to this podcast. Make sure you have subscribed to Upgraded Mindsets Media because, listen, we have been getting it in here on YouTube, here on the podcast. I appreciate everyone's support, everyone's feedback, everyone's follow, shares. I just appreciate everything, y'all, So if you see my beautiful face, then you know you are on YouTube, one. And two, you see I'm not here by myself. So I'm allow my guest the honor of introducing herself. Hey.
Hello. That was beautiful, by the way.
Thank
I
you.
hope everybody is subscribing. Hello. So you can see
It
this
better
beautiful
be
face.
and should.
Hello. My name is Jessica Fisher Golden. I am the founder of Mama Matters. That is an online community for mamas to help us through this mamahood journey and making it a little bit easier.
Absolutely. And I'm just super excited to have you here. We have had previous conversation and I'm just super excited because I think what we're going to talk about today is definitely going to be super relatable, right? So if you guys are listening, you are listening to this Entrepreneur podcast, right? I really wanted to focus on us as women, as entrepreneurs, whether you're thinking about the journey, whether you have started the journey, whether you are stuck in the journey. And I wanted to create a podcast for us to be able to be vulnerable, to be transparent, but also hear valuable tips and insight from other women entrepreneurs. And here with Jessica is going to be no different. So Jessica, please let them know a little bit more about what it is that you do. I definitely want them to hear all about it.
Yes, of course. I'm going to try to make it brief because she can talk.
Hey, that's all right. That's all right. It's called insight, baby. Provide that.
So as I stated, I have a private online community called Mama Matters. When I was going through my journey of or entering into mamahood, as I call it, I was living in a state or a city technically where I had no family. I still have no family. I'm still in the same city. And who told me to do that? Because that was not a good idea. Blamed all my aunties because I said, you knew what I was doing. You came to this baby shower. You knew what I was getting into. This is my first child. I didn't know what was going on. And my background, I'll say this much. My family, my peoples, right? They like to tell me, you're extra. You're a little different, right? What they mean by that is, from the time I'm 12, I am following what's now known as a plant-based diet. My family never instilled this in me. We didn't grow up eating this kind of way. So I did that. Fast forward to now, I'm pregnant. Now I want to get all this information, and my inner circle or my sphere of influence, they didn't have a lot of the same values that I had around pregnancy and things that I was interested in doing so that I could have hold on to your seat, a home birth.
Woo!
Again, the family with you got to be extra. Why? You can't just go to the hospital like everybody else. But that's what I wanted to do. So insert a lot of typing. For those who can see me, a whole lot of typing, a whole lot of Googling, trying to figure out, okay, so I want to have a home birth. How, why, where, how are we going to make this happen? I also knew that I wanted to breastfeed. Again, in my circle, in my family as well. I didn't have a lot of people who went that route, or they had children so many years ago. It was like, girl, I don't remember that.
Right.
So insert, again, we have to do more research about that. And as I went through the research. I met, when I tell you, some dope wellness professional. I met some dope people who to this day I'm still in contact with.
I love it.
They have, when I tell you, first of all, they have this whole underground network, which God bless them for that, because a lot of them know each other. A lot of them referred others. So for example, the midwifery practice that I use, they knew the chiropractor that I saw throughout pregnancy, post pregnant. My kids see her, the newborn, like there's a whole thing on that I went through. I'm
Okay.
still going through. Um, Also with the lactation or the breastfeeding part, I went to a lactation consultant. That would like, listen, when I tell you overload, I was literally, at least I felt like I was on an island because
Right.
I didn't know what I was getting into. I kind of knew what I wanted to do, but as I went through this research and just learning about all these different options and opportunities that were available, I wanted to take advantage. And then going through the process, and as I mentioned, meeting these dope people, I also noticed that in some of these spaces, a lot of people didn't look like me, right?
Wow.
I am, I'm melanated. I am proud about that.
And period.
And a lot of these places did not have people who were, and that's fine. But I just noticed that, but me, I'm a talker. Like I said, she does talk. So I talk to people. I try to get more information. And fast forward, we have uh, our son, and then we did it again because why not? I like to be extra. So did another home birth, same midwifery practice. I had a daughter, and now it's like, okay, so now I've collected all this information and I'm a sharer. If you're down to listen, I'm down to share. I'm not going to push any agendas on you. As I mentioned about, for example, with my diet, if people have questions about it, hey, ask me. But I'm not the one that's like, you're doing wrong. You shouldn't eat this. You should. No, 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 no. You ask, I share.
Right.
Same thing with this. As far as going through the pregnancy, postpartum, and beyond, I just collected all this data, and I said, you know what? I know somebody could use it. And then we went through the pandemic, and then life happens, and um, just navigating through that, and just trying to figure out like what is this going to look like. And this wonderful gentleman who I used to work with, who is now my business coach, he's like, Jess, you got a lot of stuff. You know, a lot of different things. You live this, as I like to say, I've lived different lives. He's like, yeah, let's move forward with this. And shout out to him, because let me tell you something. This dude, wow. Okay. Business coach, helps me with technology. Kind of come from that background as far as like my full-time job, but this is a whole new learning curve. Marketing and like, all this wonderful stuff. So, he definitely was a catalyst to like, all right, let's try to like figure out what you're going to do, because you have all these things to say, you have all this information. And Mama Matters was born.
Hey,
And that's how
love
I
it.
got to, where I am today. And with this business so going on. It's a lot going on.
Tell you so much to unpack just from that, right? So much to unpack because you are what we call mompreneur, right?
Mhm.
But I love the fact that you have truly incorporated the mommy journey into your entrepreneur journey, because a lot of times women don't do that, right? They feel like that it automatically has to be separate. And, depending on what you're doing, what you want to do as an entrepreneur, it's possible that it might not align. However, you made that happen. And let's unpack the fact that you knew you couldn't do it by yourself. I want to stress the importance of that, people, because there are so many of us who feel like that we can start, we can craft ideas, we can have an idea, but putting it into action requires more than just you. You can't do it by yourself. So shout out to your business coach as well, because listen, he pushed you, because honestly, if we think about it, sis, had you wanted to pursue that, had he not said, man, let's make this happen. I'm here with you. Let's make it do what it do. Like, do you really see yourself sitting right here talking about, your journey as an
Not at all.
entrepreneur.
You
Yeah.
don't even have to finish that sentence. Not
Yeah.
at all.
And that's what, and that's why I wanted to ask that, because so many of us, we do get stuck. We get stuck in the idea phase. We get stuck in the, oh, I'm going to do it by myself phase. That is the number one thing that's going to set you up for failure, feeling like that you can handle everything by yourself. So the reason that I'm talking about all this is because I want y'all to remember that support is needed. You need a team of like-minded individuals who are going to encourage you, who are going to push you, who are going to, keep you motivated, even on the days where you feel like that you just don't want to do it anymore. Because I definitely know that you've had those days. Because, like, I really want you to talk more about how you've incorporated that, because I heard you say that you still have full-time job as well. So full-time job, entrepreneurship, mommyhood, like, how are you balancing all of that, sis?
First of all, let me just take one click back. Facts on everything you just said, because you need a team. And I am not a person that likes to ask for help.
Yeah.
And when I tell you, since 2020, as my OG told me, 2020 is the year of perfect vision.
No.
And I said, "Oh, that's cute. I like that." And listen, I didn't know that she was just like this was like the foreshadow for like what was happening, because life has been, as a little them say, life has been lifing since
Life has
2020.
been life.
Okay.
Oh, Lord, that quote.
Yes, it has been. And but that's okay. We're gonna make it work. That's what we do.
We are. And we are.
And as I said, I'm not a person that asks for help, right? So I'm unlearning that behavior.
Yeah.
Thanks to my business coach and others. There are others who are like, yo, you got this, but I know this person, I could do that. I know. When I tell you, I have been amazed at just like me, just voicing to a person, maybe two people, like, man, I really wish I could do this, but I don't have that. Oh, I got you. I know this person. Or remember, you're such and such as a lawyer.
Connections,
Boy,
baby.
is it like, just because I don't want to bother people. Again, I'm unlearning all this learned behavior, right? So I just wanted to touch on that very quickly.
For sure.
Let's throw in this.
That
Go
mindset.
ahead.
Come on, go ahead.
Let me throw in how this Mommyhood journey is incorporated into my life. So yes, I am. You are correct. I still do have a full-time job, and it is real. It is. It takes up a large chunk of my day. I do work from home. That is a little easier for me, specifically because I don't have to like get up and leave and go and, travel and find parking and all that kind of stuff. But, they make up for it. They make up for it by me being home. And then with my children, so my eldest is 6. My youngest just turned 3. I had to get help for that, because I'm like, there is no way my little spicy boots, as I refer to her, she loves her mama and I love her dearly, but we
you
need
still
her.
needed a sitter from home,
Yes.
so it's the reality.
So, boom,
Let's get that age.
There we go. And, taking my son to school, that's helpful. As far I take him to school, he's at the school for a few hours. I get work done. So we got to work. We got to put Mama Matters content together. And as I said a little earlier, that this is it is interesting. That's my go-to word. It is a very interesting thing. I have a lot of things that are going on, a lot of new opportunities I'm super excited about. But I got littles, and I don't say that in a negative light. I say that because I really want them to see that, I'm doing a lot, but I'm also reaching out for help. My son's kind of hip on what's going on. I don't share too much with him.
Right.
But he has seen me on YouTube, and he's seen like pictures of me, and he's like, what this lady got going on?
Right.
But it's really a balancing act to get back to your question, right? So I have to sleep. I'm not going to tell you that I get a lot of it. But we're working on that.
Yeah.
When I tell you Jessica Fisher Golden has decided we're going to get into the self-care movement. I am horrible when I tell you when it comes to self-care. However, I have decided I am going to do quarterly mommications, sans littles, or without my kids. I did my first one. God bless it. It was It was wonderful. I checked into a hotel. I had all these plans because I was going to go shopping. Can't get too much rest. Still got stuff to do. So, I'm going to go do like
Oh,
the winter
so
shopping in the
guilty of that.
summer and
Yeah.
vice versa. I do that. Um, so lies. I got to the hotel. I slept. I had packed a little charcuterie board of like veggies and fruits. God bless that. That kept me through till Saturday. I slept all day in the bed. Olympics was on. I don't even watch that stuff. Whatever. That's what was happening. In the evening, I went and got something to eat, came back in the bed.
Right.
Beautiful. Went to the spa Sunday. Wonderful.
I love how you talked about how you had a whole plan, right? But guess what? Your body was like, nope, this is what we finna do. We finna sleep, sis. That's self-care. You know what I'm saying? That is self-care. One could say, oh, I didn't get a chance to do this and I didn't get a chance to do that. But listen, you did exactly what your body wanted to do. And as someone that practices the holistic wellness side of things, from eating to, just having all of the amazing resources that you offer, hey, sis, sound like it was a great vacation. You saw, a great thing for you to just reset, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that's just super important for us to understand that it is okay for us to reset. Yep. As a person that has an overactive active brain, let me tell y'all something. I am always thinking about something that I could be doing. But because I spent so many years doing that in the past, I have to put the new mindset into place and say, but guess what? I'm not going to do that today. And it's okay. I'm not going to beat myself up because I didn't get these done, because I didn't get this done and because I didn't handle this. I'm not going to beat myself up because doing that is a restriction in itself, right? I love that you were able to rest, sis. Because
I
as a
loved it too for myself.
mompreneur, yeah, as a mompreneur, let's talk about it. Like you said, you don't sleep a lot. When we are still working full time, when we are still pursuing our entrepreneurial dreams, you have to still rest. Because if you're not resting, who gonna carry that legacy on? Because you done stressed yourself to the max, and now you hospitalized, and now you're unable to perform anything that you need to do because you have stressed yourself to the max.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just super important. You can still work full time and you can still be that entrepreneur pursuing that journey. It might look different than what you see from other people. Stop comparing your journey to other people's journey, you know, and instill that team, because that's exactly what we need. We need that team. So as you have pursued this journey, we definitely know that you have shared so much already. But I really am interested to know, like, what's a thrill? Like a very exciting moment on the entrepreneurial journey. If you've got a few of them, we'd love to hear, what you got.
Yes, of course. I got two that come to mind right away. So the first one is, so when I launched the community, and I got members to join, I was like, "What?" I put it, I think a lot of this was, okay, we're going to take a shot in the dark. And I hear all these stats about, oh, your first business, or how many businesses they're not sustainable, or, they fail, da, da, da. People joined. And when I got the little alert, from the company that I used to collect the money,
Yeah.
said,
Aww.
they want to hang with me.
I love
They
it.
want to learn.
I love it.
Absolutely. Highest moment ever, ever, ever.
Absolutely. Hey, people don't even understand. It don't even got to be $1 million. That first client, baby, that
Yes.
is an amazing thrill because, like you said, somebody wants to listen to me. Somebody wants to be inspired by me, motivated by me.
Yes. Yes. And then the second one, so I reached out to a brand for a brand ambassadorship. And so there's two of part two. Reached out to the brand. They hit me up. It was a day that I was recording. So I also have a cooking show on YouTube. So I was recording that day. It was a real rough day for me because when I tell you I had anxiety about putting together a charcuterie board, first of all, I had to practice saying that word. I don't know how many times. I'm over here saying it, spitting it out like boom, boom, boom. Like I could
I
listen.
still can't say it right, but go ahead.
And they had reached out to me, and said like, yeah, we'd love to have you on. So, you know, we worked out the numbers and whatever in the background. And I was like, what? Couldn't believe it.
Come on.
The other half of that is I had another brand reach out to me, a notable brand reach out to me and sent me all this. When I tell you, I got this package of food with dry ice. Like I've never received a package this huge in my life of food for me to prepare on camera. And
Wow.
I got the little message like, oh, you know, something delivery at the front door.
Yeah.
So those two in particular, and they were in a short amount of time. It just was like, all right, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. You know, it can be interesting. It can be interesting managing and juggling all these things, but those for sure at this point have been the two biggest thrills.
I love it. Listen to that, y'all. Y'all see the opportunities because for one, real quick to just touch on like the mental well-being, because as someone that talks about it, even though you cook, you also talk about our mental well-being, our mental health, and things like that, you know. So just share a real quick tip to help somebody that is on that journey. Listen to the opportunities that she has embraced while still working full time, while still being a mom, while still, you know, going through the anxiety moments. Y'all, we're going to have those moments, okay? I don't want anyone to feel like that you are going to be always at 100% when these type of things are going on, right? But I want y'all to be mindful, and this is why this podcast is here, to talk about the real deal of entrepreneurship, because she's blessed to be able to walk this journey her way. And I love that you have aligned things your way. You're not following nobody else's trend, sis. You doing it how you want to do it. You doing it how your mind has it going. You doing it how you're holistically supposed to be doing that. And I absolutely love that. So I think that is dope. So as we know, with the thrills must come spills. And I know I asked you for a tip, but we'll wait till the end of the episode for you can get that insight. So as Luca said, with the thrills must come spills. So we definitely want to know what's a spill that has hindered or possibly, you know, frustrated you on this journey, sis.
Oh, I got one. So a few months back, I am walking down the stairs with my youngest. I didn't slip, trip, nothing, wasn't running, nothing. Boom, tumbled down 9 steps. I was okay. Most importantly, Spicy Boots was okay. She's okay. A week to the day. So I had a little bit of bruising, like I felt it coming down the steps. I relaxed that night. I put a little ice, whatever. A week later, I get up. I wake up and I'm like, ooh, something don't feel right. I just so happened to have a chiropractic appointment that Saturday. And I went in and I left with a back brace. They were like, honey, I don't know what you did, but you need an MRI. Fast forward the story. I go for weeks because it took forever to get this appointment. And I'm wearing this back brace. I'm moving slow. We got to deliver food. I'll get food deliveries. I can't cook. I can't do my cooking videos. So shout out again to the business coach. She was like, well, we got to pivot. Like, we got to make this work. And my personality is like, I'm going to put out my content every week because that's what I said I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. And he said, well, we can't cook because you can't stand. He's like, I'm looking at you and how you moving. This is not going to work. So what we ended up doing was we did a series of live from the couch, right? And I'm just talking about different ingredients that I use, different things and why we use them and things of this nature. We did that for a few weeks. And I healed up to the point where I could, you know, start doing videos again. And as I mentioned earlier, I did this mommication, and when I had some mystical massage, I don't know what this lady did. I will not say her name just to protect the innocent, but I don't know. She did some kind of stretching thing on Sunday. Monday, I had this pain in my leg, or my left leg. It has not subsided. It's been, at that point, it was like 4 weeks. I had gone back to see the chiropractor. They're like, ooh, this might be a nerve thing. So that's what I'm currently going through now. I'm going through treatment for that. But amidst all of this, right, like, again, my personality type, like the show must go on. That doesn't, just because I'm having a situation now. Luckily, I have what I like to call my backlog of videos and content, because I also have a weekly newsletter. But dealing with it, it has been dealing with the issue with my back and then my leg. It has hindered just day-to-day activities. I mean, but at the end of the day, these littles got to eat. I got to eat too.
Yeah.
So
Period.
we gotta push through, and again, leaning on resources, just so that we can make the dream work. As they say, teamwork make the dream work. And
Makes your dream work, baby. I love it. I love it.
yes.
So thank you for, like, first of all, being so transparent, because there are a lot of us who won't, really share the intimate details of what we're actually experiencing right now. But I love the resilience within your spiel, because, like you said, the show must go on. And the fact that you, as an entrepreneur, had already had things on the backside of things, you had that supportive person to be able to brainstorm with you, right? Because
Mhm.
if you were doing that by yourself, you probably would have just stopped and been like, what, I can't do nothing, I can't. But that supportive person, that supportive network that you have was like, hey, we'll do this. Let's pivot. Let's do this. So I just want to give, like I said, your business coach is so dope. Like,
Facts.
they really definitely is looking out for you, looking out for the growth and the legacy of your business, because again, the littles is going to be able to carry this on, right?
Mhm.
You know, just because of your overall lifestyle. Because what I want to tell y'all is this is her lifestyle every day. This is not her just on social media telling y'all what to do. This is what you're living.
Mhm.
And really, as an entrepreneur and us being those, whether it's content creation, influencing, coaching, things like that, we have to walk that walk and talk that talk too. So shout out to you for doing that. So as we get ready to close out, sis, like, you have just dropped so much nuggets and so much insight. But I definitely would love for you to share, like, some motivational insight, some expert advice that you want to share with somebody who, for one, is interested in starting a journey, for two, is on the journey but stuck. And just holistically, what do you recommend for someone that actually is trying to pursue this entrepreneur life?
For sure. So first, let me be the first to say I am new to this as well. So what I'm speaking is what I'm doing, and I only can speak from what I'm doing, what I've experienced. I would say keep going, keep going. Use your resources. If you don't have some that's readily available, seek them out.
Yeah.
Make sure that you don't think you can do this by yourself. Because it truly does take a village, not only for raising children, but I think that is across the board. I think that in order for us all to achieve the goals that we want, we have to rely on someone or people, because we can't do it all.
Yes.
And I'm saying that to myself too, because as much as I
Hey, we
try,
talking to ourselves too. Facts.
yeah. As much as I try, there are reminders where this could be easier, if you just ask.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
those are my two tidbits that I would
I
highly
love it.
recommend.
I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. Thank you so much. Please let us know where we can find you at, sis.
Yes. So I'm at Mama Matters with Jess. That's the cooking show that I mentioned on YouTube. So Mama Matters with Jess, and it's JES with one S. I also mentioned about the private online Mama Matters community. That is Mama dash matters with an S dot M like Mary, N like Nancy dot co. Again, mama dash matters dot MN dot co. And when you go on to YouTube or you go on to the Mama Matters, you can also find the newsletter, the weekly newsletter called Mama Matters Weekly, where we share a whole lot of tips, resources. There are interviews that I do with dope people. Guess who's going to be on next? Yes, Coach K is going to be on it soon. So I have conversations with the Jess. Of course, also Cooking with Jess, which is what the show is called. And yeah, that's where you can find me.
I love it. I love it. And all of those links will be in the podcast description notes, guys. You already know I'm going to make it easy for you to reach out, to follow, to potentially subscribe, because listen, I love what she is doing. Sis, you have been so dope. Thank you so much for blessing the woman's hustle. Because listen, we have to start focusing more on our holistic well being, whatever that looks like for us. So, any resources, any insight you can provide, I'm super appreciative. And thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me, Coach K. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. All right. Well, y'all know where y'all can find me at Coach K Transforms on all social platforms. But if you have not by now, make sure you subscribe to The Woman's Hustle, Thrills and Spills of Entrepreneurship on your favorite podcast streaming platform, or subscribe to the Upgraded Mindsets Media channel right here on YouTube. All right. So you don't miss an episode, baby. Okay. If you're interested in becoming a guest on The Woman's Hustle or the Upgraded Mindsets Media channel, then the link to schedule an inquiry will also be in the podcast notes. All right. So I appreciate y'all so much for tuning in. If you are a woman that is stuck on your entrepreneur journey, interested in becoming an entrepreneur, and don't really know what your purpose is to make that happen, don't hesitate to reach out to your girl. All right. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Stay empowered, baby.